guys, welcome back to another Declutter Tuesday, the first one for 2023. I know it's been a while and I'm absolutely sure since my last post that you would have managed to record quite a bit of clutter in your spaces and also in your mind. So guess what? I'm going to try to commit to having my regular Tuesday, Declutter Tuesdays, and we're going to start out with these what I call simple areas to declutter for the next 6 weeks. They may not be simple for some, but you try your best, you do your best, and you declutter as best as possible for the areas that we're going to select for the next 6 weeks. So I made a note of them so I don't forget. So for the next 6 weeks, we're going to look at your office spaces or phones or closets, book, magazines, papers, etc., emails, and last but not least, our minds. Because I think this one is very important. If we don't declutter our minds, it leads to a lot more than we need it to. And as the saying goes, clutter attracts clutter. It makes you less productive. It leads to stress. And you become overwhelmed. And we don't want any of that in 2023. We don't want to be stressed. We don't want to be overwhelmed. And we want to be more productive, don't? So the first one I'm going to look at is our office space. Whether your office space is at home or at an office, we're going to look at 7 things that we can clear out of our office right away. Now, none of these things have to take you all day. Set aside 10-15 minutes out of your day, which you're probably idling doing something else. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes out of your day and let's just clear up our spaces so that we can be more productive and less stressed and not overwhelmed. All right, so the first one for our office space declutter, we're going to look at cleaning our desk. As simple as that is, cleaning our desk. A lot of us scribble on a lot of paper. We have all kind of things that we were working on that are thrown down on our desk. Clear that. Start your day with a clear desk, which means that your mind is also clear and it helps you to focus on what it is that you need to focus on. The second thing that you want to clear out of your office space, if you're like me, who has a lot of journals and planners and notebooks, you want to organize them. You don't want to have them thrown all over the place. If you have a desk that has drawers, you can organize them in that drawer. If you have a bookcase in your office, you can organize them there. And for the ones that you no longer need, or if you have too many new ones that you really don't need, you can donate some of them. But clear up your space. The other thing that you need to look at is if you have magazines or textbooks in your office. A lot of times the textbooks are available online. You don't need to have all of them. You can donate them to a student or to a lecturer who needs them because you really don't need them. Last year I donated 2 boxes of books to a lecturer friend of mine who needed them as resource material because I have not read them. I never read them in university and I've been traveling around with them like they're a part of my furniture, and I just decided that I need to get rid of them because I haven't read them, and for the ones I have read, I no longer need them because I can access that information readily on the internet so that I don't need to have the physical books. Plus, if I need to get them or get resource again, I can visit her house and get the information, but she has better use for them. So if you know somebody who needs the information and needs them as resource material, give it to them and get it out of your space. The same thing for magazines. You can donate them to hospices, to hospitals, to children's home or old age homes where people need them to entertain themselves and they don't have it. So if you have magazines and stuff like that at home that you're not using, please donate them as long as they're good. If you have cards, business cards, take a picture of them, get rid of it. Too much clutter, you don't need it. Or just type in the person's information into your phone and get rid of the business cards. What I started to do is that when anybody's handing me a business card, I said, hold up, snap, take a picture of it, or just enter the information into my phone and tell them that they can use a business card for somebody else. Takes up less space in your house and or in your office, and it keeps away the clutter. The last one on the list for your office is Mail and paperwork. A lot of times we're working on projects and we gather a lot of paperwork for whatever project we're working on as resource material, and then they become a part of our office space. Why? You finish with a project, get rid of them. You don't need it. And if you need it, scan it and save it to the cloud. Same thing for mail. A lot of organizations now send mail via email. If you still get physical mails and you've paid your bill, yes, I know sometimes we need to have them as backup for whatever reason. Scan it to yourself and then get rid of the physical copy. You don't need to have all of that around you. Know that you've decluttered those things from your office space, the mails, the paperwork, the excess paperwork, the books, the clippings and whatever, the cards, the magazines, stuff like that. You need to probably do 2 more things. Rearrange your space if you can. I find that sometimes just to change our mindset or to allow us to feel differently about the space that we're in, if we move things around a bit, it makes things lighter, especially after you've decluttered, and you feel better and you feel like you're somewhere completely different. You can also add plants and artwork to your space. I have artwork and plants in my home office space because they give me a sense of calm and allows me to focus on the things that I'm doing, because it gives me a nice sense of serenity in my space. So you can try adding the things that make you happy in your space. If you like music, you can have low music playing in the background and things like that. Anything that will help you to elevate beyond where you are and to focus more and to reduce your stress levels. But the first things first is that you must declutter that space, because clutter attracts clutter. It makes you become too overwhelmed when you see a lot of things in your space and you don't know where to start and where to go and how you're going to manage what you're doing because you have too many things in your space. And all of that leads to stress, and we all know what stress does on our to our bodies, and we don't want that. None of that in 2023. So declutter your office space starting today, and then come next week we'll move into something else. I'm thinking I'll do phones next week, or maybe the paperwork stuff, but we'll see which one comes next week Tuesday. Stick around for that. So happy decluttering, and tell me how it went. What did you declutter today? Even if it's one item out of my list that you decluttered for this Tuesday, please declutter something from your office space today. Your mind and your body and your soul will thank you for it, and you'll thank me later, of course, for having done that decluttering. All right.